So if I put a lesson plan together, we did this today, we did that tomorrow, we did that the next day, I'm good, I'm a good mom. That's it, cool, I got my badge, I'm a good homeschooling mom. Whether they remembered anything that they'd learned was not my consideration. I ticked the boxes, so I was doing good. And again, that's replicating the restrictions in school, because that's what they have to do, they got to tick boxes. And again, I fully understand that that's necessary, but it's not necessary when you're at home. So if you need to go over the same subject with your child 47 times, go ahead with your bad self. Repetition is how mastery happens. I'm a student of the master teacher, Dr. Malachi York. He recommends we read one book 7 times. When I heard that, I was like, bro, how much do you think I've got? Mama, master teacher, with all due respect, 7 times for one book. But he's obviously looking back at what our ancestors did. Our ancestors didn't have curriculums and statistics and government telling them they have to do certain things at a certain time. I actually feel sorry for some of the restrictions that are put on teachers. Because there's some teachers who genuinely want to truly educate. The word educate means to draw out. They truly want to draw out the best in their students, but they simply do not have the time to be able to do so. That's where we come in. Because as parents, it's always been our responsibility to make sure our children are being educated. So mastery through repetition is better than just ticking boxes. And the other thing is move at their own pace. So there have also been times where I've planned out 3 weeks of the most intricate, eclectic lesson plans for my children, only to realise on the first day, my child knows it all. Do you know how badly I just wanted to say, you're doing it anyway, darn it! Do you know how long it took me to put this together? I so wanted to do that. You spend money on these textbooks and work plans, only to realise the child literally is just chewing through it like breakfast cereal. And if that is the case, we need to keep up with our children. 100%. We just need to move at their pace. If that means you need to push to the side what you've done to keep up with them, keep up with them. Okay, so this is one of the business plans. This is one of the lesson plans that we specifically put together. So you can take screenshots of this if you want to. So I wanted to teach my children business. So this is the first lesson plan that I did. So our lessons last about 45 minutes. 45 minutes. But if we run over to an hour and 15 minutes, that's no big deal. So this is something that we did when they were just starting their businesses. And this was about 3 years ago, baby, yeah? Yeah, about 3 years ago. By the way, that's my husband at the back. Yay, hubby! That's my rock, by the way. That man at the back and this man at the front. Without these two, honestly, these two are my rocks in life. Okay, so business number 1, lesson 1. So what is business? So we spoke about the definition of business, a person's regular occupation, blah, 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 blah. Experts who typically conduct their business over the internet. We spoke about commercial activity. So bear in mind, our children are all different ages. So between 12 and I think like 1 at the time or something. So we don't expect all of the children to understand everything at the same pace. We're quite happy to come back to this exact same lesson in another 2 years for another child to get more from it. But we also, as much as possible, don't try and okay, you're this age, so you can't learn this. You're too young for this, you're too old for that. Just chuck them all in there, because you never know what's going to come out. We've got a 9-year-old boy expert in robotics. Do you know what I mean? We've got 6-year-olds passing GCSEs. Sometimes we just need to remove, again, we don't ever have to replicate the restrictions in school. If you think your child at 6 years old is old enough to learn about business and finance and cryptocurrency, then why stop them because they're not being taught that at school? Okay, so I printed off a list of all the different business industries. We defined the difference between an employee, self-employed, business owner, and investor. Now all our children want to be investors. And we discussed entrepreneur, what is an entrepreneur? And then from my brother's book, The Entrepreneur to Entrepreneur, 100 Ways to Up Your Game, we read one of the pages in there. The next lesson we did, we spoke about the types of businesses, limited companies, not-for-profit, charities, and social enterprises. And we spoke about because the Black History Studies is obviously run by the family outside, who are one of the sponsors of today's event. So we literally said, okay, Black History Studies is a limited company. What do you see Black History Studies do? And they're like, yeah, we go to their events, we go to their talks, they sell books, they sell products. So we were making things real life for them, so they could see how these things function. What's a non-for-profit? So my sister's the director. My sister was at the door. She's the director of an organisation for alternatives, who's a not-for-profit. Now, as I was learning these things to teach my children, I realised I didn't know half of these things. Do you know what I mean? And another thing that we do as parents is, if I don't know it, too soon for my children to learn it. And again, we don't need to do that. If there's a subject your child's interested in, if there's a subject you think is going to benefit your child, if there's a subject that you think if you teach your child that, they're going to be more effective and more useful to our community, don't let your lack of knowledge stop you from learning that. Because I may be 37 and my children may be between 2 and 12, but I don't mind humbling myself to be on the same level as my child and learning alongside my child. And the more of us that do that, we're going to get a lot further in life in general.